live.
Time is now 10:05 a.m. on Saturday, November 12th, 2022. Call to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Use the flag in the front of the room up here.
The flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Here.
Vice Mayor DeVille.
Here.
Mayor Jacobs.
Here.
We have quorum.
Right. All right. Additions, deletions, and withdrawals to the agenda.
Mayor, if I may. Go ahead.
Sorry. I'd like to add Attorney Anderson, Melissa Anderson, to the agenda.
Okay.
Maybe under, I don't know, old business or discussion.
Which one do you want under 11.1? Old business?
Yeah, that's fine.
Or there's, yeah, all right, that's fine.
Mayor, I'd like to defer 12.1.
12.1?
Table that one.
You want to defer it to the next workshop?
Yeah, to a future workshop, or to, if it needs to be a special meeting, I'll decide. But I'm working on something, so.
Okay. 12.1.
It'll be a future meeting soon.
Anything else? Ray?
No, that's it.
All right. I will entertain a motion.
And to accept the agenda as with the amended agenda.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Vice Mayor DeVille.
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Number 5, public comments related to agenda items, good and welfare.
We have 2 individuals that have signed up. First up is Mr. David Roach.
All right. Morning, Mr. Roach.
Good morning.
Welcome.
David Roach, Dale Village Mobile Home Park. And originally it was agenda item 12.1, but it's going to go with Ray's change there, so it's 11. And some people are just too stubborn for their own good. Why in the world do we have item 12.1 on the agenda? Attorney Melissa Anderson is doing a wonderful job for the residents of Pembroke Park. Her only problem is she does not agree with everything the mayor says. This is try number 4 that he's tried to fire her, including after an investigation that found she was doing everything according to the law. Luckily, the city is run by a commission and not just the mayor. And luckily, the other 2 commissioners do not want to waste taxpayers' money to hire outside legal counsel to find out for the 4th and hopefully last time that the attorney's doing her job and doing it for the citizens and not just for the mayor. The only hostile work environment I have seen has been the way the mayor interrupts and speaks during city manager and city attorney during some of our commission meetings. A suggestion for you, Mr. Mayor. You are not perfect and you do not know everything. Things would go a whole lot more smoothly in the town of Pembroke Park if occasionally you listen to the city's employees and follow their advice and suggestions. We have wonderful employees in the town of Pembroke Park, and I've lived here 51 years, and I know. And they are doing a great job, and they deserve to be complimented. Mr. Mayor, it does not always have to be your way or the highway. Commissioners, this item is a waste of taxpayers' money and should be rejected, and possibly will be. But since I may not be at the next meeting, that's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Roach. Always a pleasure.
Next is Mr. Jacobs, Greg Jacobs.
Welcome, Mr. Greg Jacobs. No relation. Although we get each other's mail quite often, so.
Permission to approach?
Sure, what do you have?
We got a lot of stuff here to talk about. So I was can I have more than a few minutes?
You got 3.
Or
It's
5 minutes? I mean, this is, and it's my fault. I've been focusing all my attention to Broward County, and I've been neglecting my own city, so I apologize.
all right,
But
make
I'm
it as
here
quick
today.
as possible.
Special counsel at the moment.
Again, I'm not the fastest orator. I'll do the best I can. What I want to read to you,
Okay, I'm sorry. First, if you could start with your name and your address, please.
Greg Jacobs, 3300 Pembroke Road, 33021. What I'd like to read to you is an open letter to the special magistrate that I plan to read, if I'm allowed to, on the 16th. It has come to my attention that Kevin Mirabal wants his code violation fines dismissed. It is also my understanding that Kevin has misrepresented himself to the town as a project supervisor for Mac Construction. He told residents he is a project manager for TIA Construction, citing Frank as his direct supervisor. Only problem is neither of these companies exist. In correspondence to me dated October 19th, Kevin signs as park management. I can only surmise Kevin is a direct employee of Trinity Broadcasting Network and has been such since March 2022. But why is it so important for him to obfuscate this relationship? So who is Kevin Mirabal? If it so pleases the magistrate, I would like to share a few of my firsthand experiences. I believe attention should be directed towards these items before Kevin requests for dismissal of fees is entertained. Please remember, all of my allegations are supported with corroboration in the form of video stills, photographs, fire and rescue reports, police call logs, and multiple independent investigations from federal, state, and Broward County agencies, as well as other investigative bodies. I'm happy to provide corroborative items upon request as needed. Many of Kevin's initial code violations on the property were garnered from his efforts to hide the actual number of mobile homes and modular home lots present at Lakeside prior to the May 25th Broward Commission's investigation into Lakeside's unlawful registration as an RV park since 1972, when in fact under Florida law it is clearly a mobile home park. In this way, TBN, a 501c3 nonprofit church, avoids paying funds to the Florida Mobile Home Relocation Program, and it seeks to avoid responsibilities to Lakeside Park Estates residents provided under Florida law. Some outstanding violations were willfully left unaddressed for several months to discourage residents from remaining under the terms of their current leases. One glance at the manipulative rent incentive offer to residents reveals their desire to begin their undisclosed redevelopment efforts as soon as possible. After residents have vacated one way or another, independent council investigation reveals Parkland Real Estate Services' Doris Steed, Jill, and Lee Meekums, the former property management company that mysteriously disappeared before the closing was announced, is to be a partner in the secret redevelopment project. Kevin deliberately turned our swimming pools green for months after closing Lakeside in March was announced. Kevin even proclaimed the pools were kept green in retaliation against residents because someone called the health department about their conditions.
Time.
In a bizarre move, Kevin and Renee even opened the pool, the green west pool, to residents May 28th. With a unsecured live electrical fixture suspended in the bright green algae water with an excessive amount of chlorine dumped into it by Greg, the head of maintenance, a position he is neither qualified nor proficient at. I'll also point to the current case of my neighbor Julia, a resident in good standing for 3 years. Kevin and Renee refused her rent and filed a motion to evict her in October, citing outstanding code violations to the town of Pembroke Park. Kevin is asking the magistrate to forgive his willful code violations and is seeking to simultaneously evict a tenant in good standing for the same. The hypocrisy in this is outstanding. Astounding. Unlawful evictions, multiple investigations of discrimination based on special class status, cases of elder abuse, retaliation, threats, interference, coercion, extortion, and animal cruelty have all occurred during the closing of Lakeside under Kevin's stewardship. He has also made multiple false statements to the Broward Commission and provided falsified cleaning records, each a crime in and of itself. Currently, Kevin is willfully imparting ecological damage to Lake Trinity by shutting off the 2 large aerator fountains, significantly reducing water quality. We are an over 55 community. We have several seniors aged 65 and above who report increased symptoms of COPD, bronchitis, asthma, sinusitis, and other respiratory ailments due to the now brownish-green moldy water in Lake Trinity, which has produced repeated algae blooms and emits a disgusting film most days. This is done in violation of EPA's water quality standards effective under the Clean Water Act, item 62-302.5, surface waters, part 6, pose a serious danger to public health, safety, or welfare, and subsection 1, produce conditions so as to create a nuisance for a class 3 body of water. Kevin even misrepresents the truth about this to the Broward Commission. Concrete rubble from demolition, trash, and debris is stored on the property in anticipation of dumping it into Lake Trinity when no one is watching. The restrooms are kept disgusting in a disgusting state in the middle of a pandemic. Kevin has even gone so far as to Windex the sinks and mirrors in 2 of the 6 public restrooms, taken photographs, falsified cleaning records, and submit them to the Broward Commission as evidence the restrooms are clean on July 29th, and plans to continue submitting false evidence moving forward. Any of the photos submitted by Kevin clearly show the disgusting conditions I have documented well. Again, this is a criminal act. Trinity Broadcasting Networks, with their closet and its graveyard full of skeletons in it, does not respect my rights. I have suffered threats, discrimination, coercion, intimidation, interference, extortion, and retaliation for speaking to the Broward Commission, among other misdeeds. On October 19th, I was notified rent from October to December 31st was to be waived. 3 days grace period was granted. The evening of October 25th, after submitting remarks to the Broward Commission about how Trinity Broadcasting continues to refuse to uphold the terms of their agreement, I received a threat of eviction from Kevin that I was to be evicted for non-payment of rent. This matter has been referred to council. Even after receiving a letter of representation asking him to cease and desist, Kevin continues to contact and threaten me with a 3-day eviction proceeding and an extortive rate increase. You can't tell I'm a little upset.
I got you, Greg.
I'm almost done.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
In the agreement, the Broward Commission, here we go. If you guys want to see for yourself, this is you can't work with these people. So here's their agreement. With the Broward Commission, 3A, no one received relocation counseling from the urban group. The Eastside Public Wi-Fi has been disconnected and Florida Fiber confirmed, citing the closure as the reason. I have documented and reported multiple occurrences where construction, demolition, and noise occur outside 9 to 5 regular business hours. This is not full compliance with the agreement, to say nothing of making false statements, submitting fabricated cleaning records to the commission, and retaliation against myself for speaking to the commission. At this time, Kevin and Trinity Broadcasting acts of ill will towards residents extends to, but is not limited to, harassment, negligent security, unsafe work sites, code violations, discrimination, threats, unlawful evictions, coercion, intimidation, interference, and extortion. What will Kevin do next? Kevin and Trinity Broadcasting do not respect me, they do not respect the rights of residents, and they definitely do not respect their terms of the agreement with Broward County. Kevin does not respect Pembroke Park code enforcement, as evidenced by the number of violations, the time it took him to address many of them, engaging in unpermitted demolition projects, and a current willful unaddressed code violations that persist to this day. I believe Renee's comment to code enforcement upon notification that the property had garnered 45 new code violations in 1 month alone says it all. Oh, I don't care. Was her statement of record. Forgiving Kevin, a serial violator who's shown no good faith, sends the message that there is no reason to respect the codes of the town of Pembroke Park and the safety code enforcement provides us. What can we expect from Kevin and TBN's impending redevelopment plan with no fear of fines for violating codes? What about the sheer amount of revenue expended on citing and following up on Kevin's numerous willful violations thus far? I do not think the town should forgive the costs associated with seeking to enforce our codes when the offenders engage in outward irresponsible acts to this day. Everyone is free to disagree with me, but I think the time has come to hold the bumbling billionaire behemoth Trinity Broadcasting Networks that tramples tenants' rights every day accountable. Will you forgive Kevin's code violations when he is caught dumping the above-mentioned refuse into Lake Trinity? Pembroke Park needs revenue to pay for things like body cameras for our new police force. I say let Kevin, the willful violator of codes, pay his fines like everyone else. Why grant special privileges to Kevin when he has shown us no good faith to earn them? Just given his track record, Kevin should never have any fines, penalties, fees, or financial responsibility towards the town discharge. I am from Kansas City where friends help friends. I hope we can help each other. Thank you for your attention to this most trying and egregious situation.
Mr. Jacobs, thank you. Just want to let you know, I let you continue so the other two commissioners could hear.
Thank you.
They are not on your email list, but I am. And I read and see every email, but I wanted them to also see it as well. So
I think I've sent both.
I don't know if you have or not. I know I'm on the list, so at least
you have my permission to forward if that's okay.
Well, there's sunshine laws that prevent me from doing that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we can't communicate on things that may be voted on. So,
but you see, you get my email address.
Sure.
Thank you.
But we've had lots of discussion, and every issue you bring forward gets addressed by the city. So the building department, the town manager, everyone sees every email that comes through and reads those emails, so they are addressed.
Well, I do appreciate it, but again, I'm just saying, why have fines at all if you're going to dismiss Kevin's violations when he does it on purpose?
That's why we have the special magistrate now. We don't have the old board that was in here that would waive everything. We now have a special magistrate that's not affiliated with the town, so it's taken it separate from the town. So it's up to them to determine what they do. That's out of our hands.
I believe in sportsmanlike conduct, and I just wanted to make the town aware of it before I showed up.
Thank you for bringing it all forward. We appreciate it.
I'm not asking for any response other than just to be heard, and I want you to know when you get ground by a church like that, just being able to address and talk to people is very empowering, so thank you.
All right. I'll come by and say hi again. Thank you. Have anyone else?
I don't have anybody at this time.
Okay. Number 6, proclamations. Presentations, proclamation 6.1. I'm going to let our vice mayor take the first one, proclamation for Native American Heritage Month.
The proclamation, whereas Native American Heritage Month is celebrated every year to recognize the importance of Native American cultures, contributions, history, traditions, and art. And whereas this tradition was established in 1990, when former U.S. President George H.W. Bush declared the month of November as National American Indian Heritage Month, now more commonly known as Native American Heritage Month. And whereas during Native American Heritage Month, we honor the Native American veterans and service members who have courageously served and continue to serve in our armed forces. And whereas history has been significantly influenced by Native Americans, especially the Seminole tribe in 1938, the U.S. Congress set aside more than 80,000 acres of land for the Seminoles in the Big Cypress, Hollywood, and Brighton areas, and the invitation to move in to change from subsistence farming and hunting, trapping to an agriculture-based economy was offered. And whereas in celebration of National American Heritage Month, we encourage everyone to recognize the accomplishment and contributions that Native Americans have made to our society. And we are grateful to the local organizations who work with and in support of the Native American community. Now, therefore, I, Jeffrey Jacobs, Mayor of the Town of Pembroke Park, Broward County, Florida, on behalf of the Commission, do hereby proclaim the month of November 2022 as Native American Heritage Month.
Thank you for reading that for me.
Welcome, you gave me the long one.
All right. Next proclamation will be for Police Month. Whereas the town of Pembroke Park was founded in 1957 and commissioned their own police department in 1959 to serve and protect the town and those who called it home. Whereas in 2022, the commission saw the need for its residents to be properly secured, protected, and served, the commission fought for reestablishment of their own town's police department, where through preference, hard work, dedication, Chief Howard and the police department staff was able to accomplish the impossible and build the police department with the humbling beginning to offer the town of Pembroke Park and its residents the duty of service while restoring the hometown feel it once had. Whereas the police officers and staff who protect and serve the town of Pembroke Park with honor and integrity deserve reference for their acts of courage while keeping the community together and safe by placing their lives on the line for our families and friends every day. And whereas the newly founded Town of Pembroke Park Police Department strives to leave new mark in history books of Pembroke Park by defining their future every day, our future today and every day, the Town Commission and the residents would like to thank all of you for what you've done for our community. Therefore, I, now Jeffrey Jacobs, Mayor of the Town of Pembroke Park, Broward County, Florida, on behalf of the Commission, do hereby proclaim November 2022 as Pembroke Park Police Month. Are we to sign this? Does this slide out?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. I need you guys to sign this before you leave. All right, consent agenda. I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve consent agenda?
Second.
Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. There are no resolutions. Number 9, ordinances. First reading. 9.1, amending the responsibilities of the Planning and Zoning Board, Building Official Nunez. Ordinance number 2022-016.
Read, Mr. Mayor?
Can you read it by title for
I
us,
can.
please?
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank
I
you.
can. This is item number 9.1. It's an ordinance of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending Section 28-36 of Chapter 28, reference to zoning, at Article 2, Administration within the Town of Pembroke Park Code of Ordinances to further define the responsibilities of the town's Planning and Zoning Board, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the Code of Ordinances, superseding conflicting ordinances and resolutions, and providing for an effective date. On the floor for your consideration, number 9.1. Thank you, Mayor and Commission.
All right. I will open this for public comment. No public comment. Close public comment. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve 9.1, ordinance 2022-016.
Second.
Any discussion?
None.
Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion passes on first reading. It will be scheduled for second reading in December.
All right. 9.2, amending the responsibility for the connection to the town system, Building Official Nunez. Ending responsibility for connection to the town system, Building Official Nunez, ordinance number 2022-017. Attorney, can you read it by title, please?
Thank you, Mayor and Commission. Item number 9.2 is an ordinance referencing is 2022-017. It is an ordinance of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending Section 28-278, referenced as responsibility for connection to town system, within Chapter 28, reference to zoning, and moving Section to Chapter 26, referenced as Utilities, rescinding ordinance number 2022-010, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the Code of Ordinances, superseding conflicting ordinances and resolutions, and finally providing for an effective date. On the floor for consideration, item number 9.2, Mayor and Commission. Thank you.
All right. I'll open for public comment. None? All right. We'll close for public comment. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to pass ordinance number 2022-017.
Second.
Discussion?
None.
Roll call.
Motion made by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins, seconded by Vice Mayor DeVille. Vice Mayor DeVille?
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Motion passes. And again, this will be for second reading in December.
All right. Ordinances, second reading. 10.1, amendment to the election orders. Town Clerk Martell, Town Attorney.
Can I read, Mayor?
Let me read the ordinance number. Ordinance number 2022-012. Read by title.
Thank you, Mayor and Commission. The item is 10.1. It's an ordinance of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending Chapter 8, references elections, at Article 2, registration of electors, Article 3, election procedure, Article 4, poll watchers, and Article 5, qualifications of candidates of Town's Code of Ordinances, update terminology within the articles, and to clarify the date of candidate qualification, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the Code of Ordinances, superseding conflicting ordinances and resolutions, and providing for an effective date. Item 10.1 for second reading on the floor for consideration. Thank you, Mayor and Commission.
Open for public comment. Close public comment. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve 10.1.
You got to read the ordinance number.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking for it.
2022-016.
Oh, 2022-012.
16.
No, it's 1-2.
12.
Wait.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
16.
went back to the wrong page. 2022-012. You're correct. Nice.
Second.
Discussion? No. Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0.
All right. Second reading. Commission salary increase 10,000. Town Manager Nunez. Ordinance number 2022-013. Town Attorney, can you read by ordinance, please?
Thank
or
you,
by
Mr.
title only.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Commission. The item is on the floor, an ordinance of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending Chapter 2, references administration, at Article 2, Town Commission, Division 2, compensation, to increase commission pay by $10,000 annually for each commissioner, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the Code of Ordinances, superseding conflicting ordinances and resolutions, and finally providing for an effective date. Item 10.2 on the floor for your consideration. Thank you, Mayor and Commission. Thank you.
All right. Open for public comment. Come on up.
David Roach, Dale Village.
My
My
got to set the
question.
timer. Hold on.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it won't be that long. Question is to town manager: how did this number come about? You know,
This was an item that was budgeted, requested, through the budget process, and now we're executing it by ordinance.
okay, because I wanted to know like the history of it. You know, other towns they're getting so much money and things.
I
like
mean,
that,
depends. Other cities, pay their commission. There are other cities that have received other commissions,
Right.
but it's not like every city does it.
Right.
At the
Yeah,
same
I
time.
just wanted the history of it. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Any more public comment? Nope. I'll close public comment. Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve ordinance 2022-013.
I'll second.
A discussion? None. Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille?
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Motion passes.
10.3, proposed dumpster enclosure requirement, building official Nunez, ordinance number 2022-014. Attorney, could you read by title only?
Thank you,
please?
Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. Item number 10.3 is an ordinance of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending Article 3, references dumpsters within Chapter 11, referenced as garbage and refuse of the town's code of ordinances to require dumpster enclosures within the town, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code of ordinances, superseding conflicting ordinances and resolutions, and providing for an effective date. Item 10.3 on the floor for consideration. Thank you, Mayor and Commission.
All right. I'll open for public comment. Public comment. We'll close. Entertain a motion.
Before I make a motion, can I ask a question?
Sure.
I want to clarify that we're not going to do mobile home parks are not under this, right?
Mobile home parks are not under this. They are individuals, considered individual homes, and they have their own bins for disposal.
All right, thank you.
All right. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve for ordinance 2022-014.
Second.
Discussion?
None.
None.
All right. Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Vice Mayor DeVille?
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Second reading, 10.4. Proposed change to parking space dimensions. Town Ordinance 28301, Building Official Nunez. Ordinance number 2022-015. Town Attorney, can you read by title?
Thank you, Mayor and Commission. If I may read, this is item 10.4 on the floor. It's an ordinance of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending Chapter 28, reference to zoning at Article 4, Supplemental District Regulations, Division 2, off-street parking of the town's code by changing the distance requirements for off-street parking, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code of ordinances, superseding conflicting ordinances and resolutions, and providing for an effective date. That would be item 10.4 on the floor for your consideration. Thank you, Mayor and Commission.
Open for public comment. No comment. Close public comment. Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve ordinance 2022-015.
Second.
None.
Ordings. That's all I got to say. He didn't even look at me. Said Dordings. That's all I got to say. No, I'm looking at you.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
I'm
Roll
sorry.
call.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Motion made by Clerk Commissioner Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
All right. 11, old business. 11.1, Attorney Anderson. Vice Mayor DeVille.
All right. I no longer believe that Anderson is a great fit for the town of Pembroke Park. So for that reason, I would like to make a motion that we part ways with Melissa Anderson.
Okay.
With the manager to work out the details.
I after the last meeting during the investigations, I've been working on something to bring full resolution to this issue. I would ask, let me present that when it's done at the appropriate time. It's going to be fairly soon. If it's not to your satisfaction, we can then we can address this again. But give me a little bit of time so we can address this, and if I need, I can call a special meeting, or have the mayor call a special meeting so we can bring this item before.
I think I'm confused. Address what exactly?
Oh, yeah, about the whole thing with the future of our legal department and town attorney.
Well, that's why I'm saying we could work the terms after, if this motion goes through, we work the terms then.
Just allow me to work it out, and then I can bring it back. I don't know if this motion would be necessarily right now. I can bring it back, and then we can take it all at that same time.
Okay. Well, my motion stands.
Okay.
So
Okay,
let's
that's
see how
fine.
it
That's
goes.
fine.
Okay. All right. So, are you? Let me ask you. So, are you putting a motion in no confidence, or what's your motion for clarification?
You mean by no confidence in Melissa Anderson?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say no confidence. My I'd rather not elaborate than air out town business.
Okay.
But let's just say keep it at, I don't feel she's a great fit for anymore.
You have a motion, you need a second.
I can pass the gavel. I'll second it. That way we can have discussion. Discussion?
I have none.
So, JC, from what you just said, with the vote of no confidence, that would put it in your hands to come up and continue with something, correct?
I didn't anticipate an action to be taken today like this. I was hoping that I can. I mean, I understand what's happening, you know, and after the last conversation, after the last meeting, the conversations have changed a little bit. I was hoping that I can bring forward to you guys a plan that will satisfy what the commission wants, at the same time protecting the town as well. And I wanted to just an opportunity to iron out those details, and I can present them to you guys. I didn't think that we needed to take that an official action was going to be taken today, but I'm telling you, it's going to be within the next week to 2 weeks that I was hoping I can have a plan in place, and hopefully you guys would approve it.
Okay.
If not, you guys can bring this item up again.
All right, so go ahead.
I agree with the town manager that on the outside of it, it's going to look like retribution for the video mess and all that other stuff that was sent on TikTok and all that. I think it's going to look like retribution, and I don't think that's the way to go about it. If there's another way to do it, a more amicable way of doing this, I think we should at least do the effort. Seeing Melissa has put in some good time and done some good work for the town.
I'll just say, just for over a year now, I've brought up no confidence and no faith and no trust in our town attorney.
But we know how you feel, sir.
I made that well known.
That video that showed how you felt.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about, a video that shows how I felt, but I've had no confidence in this town attorney for over a year now. I've not had trust and faith in this town attorney for doing what was right for this town for over a year. I've also been the one who's brought up to terminate her. I'm looking at a vote of no confidence, giving you the opportunity to make an arrangement before the next meeting. I look at a vote to terminate and a vote of no confidence as two separate items. That be correct?
There's a matter of semantics, really. At that point.
It is, but one would give you an opportunity to propose what your proposal is, while the other would be an immediate action.
What I'm working on is going to be immediate. I don't, in my suggestion, I wouldn't recommend an official action right now. I would try to bring this to an amicable solution, an amicable close, protecting the town, protecting everybody involved, so we can have a plan to move forward without any additional action taken by the town. I'm confident that I can get this resolved within, like I said, within the next 2 weeks. We can call a special meeting, and if it's not to your satisfaction, then we can, take the next step.
Casey, I had a conversation with you about this about almost 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And I never heard back.
Right, because we've been talking about a lot of things have developed since then. I met with a number of outside firms, all saying the same thing. Some of them were, very skeptical, very cautious, and like you said, when you and I met, an investigation wasn't really going to do anything, right? It wasn't going to say anything different than we already know. Wasn't really going to help. So I started focusing my attention on something else, right? To move the town forward and accomplish what the commission wants.
Not referring to the investigation.
No, I'm
talking
not
about
either.
that specific.
Yeah, no, I'm not either. I'm not either about the investigations. And then earlier today, I told you that I had, that I'm working on something so that we can bring this to a close, a satisfactory close that the commission would be fine, would be okay with, and at the same time, like I said, protecting the town and everyone involved. It would be a very amicable way of doing it.
More discussion?
Again, 2 weeks, and we can have a special meeting. And if it's not your satisfaction or what you think would be okay, then we can take the action up at that time.
I look at a vote of no confidence different from a termination with or without cause. So,
but taking an action now, I'm not sure if it can hinder what I'm trying to work on. I don't want it to hinder my efforts. I don't know if it makes sense what I'm saying. So.
We vote and you still continue.
But an official action by the commission,
yeah.
an official action by the commission might hinder my efforts of what I'm trying to accomplish. So it may destroy what I'm trying to work on, for lack of a better term.
Attorney, would those be two separate items, or it is kind of a semantic sort of situation, but.
A couple things if I can respond.
Sure.
I'm sitting here today on behalf of my law firm as your special counsel. We've been doing work with this town for a number of years. For the prior town attorney. We've done some work with Melissa. We do some other work in the code department and other aspects of city business. I've been a city attorney for a number of years in various towns here in Broward County. Your question's a valid one. I do have some concerns, by the way, that the specific item is not on the agenda as a specific item, which would give me some concern regarding its public notice and things of the type that would relate to making decisions of this kind. But to answer the mayor's question, you're discussing two different issues, similar but different. A vote of no confidence essentially is a statement being made, if adopted by the commission, in the individual that you have as your town attorney. The termination is a more serious and more egregious step taken where you would actually terminate a contract. Sitting in this seat today, I've not seen the current town attorney's contract. I don't know what the requirements are imposed upon the town, for example, to make this kind of decision. And frankly, a potential misstep, as is alluded to by your city manager, town manager, does concern me as well, without having the benefit of knowing what the notice requirements are and other aspects of it. I'm also not blind to the fact that there are pending issues going on to the extent of issues of call them friction or confrontation or disagreement between a lawyer and commission, which does happen from time to time. But the discussion that the motion would entail as a termination is a more serious discussion. Again, the contract's not before the commission today. It's not on the agenda. Vote of no confidence is simply a statement being made regarding the behavior or the activities of the particular person involved. I know your city manager is making a bona fide good faith effort to find a way to resolve the controversy, call it what you will, or at least the discussion. And to whatever extent our office can help town manager or yourselves collectively, we'll certainly try. I don't want to be like an interloper here. I'm sitting here in a unique capacity. I'm not privy to all the things that you might know that you should know, or things that I should know, but I do know that my basic instincts tell me that the contract's not in front of you, and the contract may have certain conditions and terms to protect the rights not just of the city, but also of the person who's performing that service. So I just would be cautious in that regard. I hope I've answered your question generally.
Or less. That's
Ryan.
I understand you're in
It's a difficult question.
Yes.
Set of questions.
Okay. All right. So, what was your motion again? And I apologize.
Motion that we part ways with Attorney Anderson.
And Mayor, that motion that Mr. Vice Mayor would be to terminate the contract again.
Yes, but
parting ways means ending a contractual relationship.
Yeah, was it?
But the way that we part ways is what I would like the manager to work out.
Then, if I may make a suggestion, if you can make a recommendation, or not a recommendation, a motion, just authorizing me to negotiate without having to make that motion right now as far as separating service and terminating right now, but authorize me to negotiate an agreement And I don't know if that would
Essentially would be either a motion which would authorize and direct the city manager to commence negotiations with regard to either a separation or a transition satisfactory to both the administration and to the city commission.
I think it would achieve the desired result either way.
My motion stands as stated.
And it okay.
Okay, I need clarification.
Yeah, I'm a little confused too because I've heard a couple things. So,
Vice Mayor, your motion initially was to a vote of no confidence. Now you're amending your motion, or you're making a new motion.
It's the same motion.
No, the vice mayor, his motion was to separate. Then the mayor jumped.
Okay.
When he started talking about a vote of no confidence, and then that's why there was some confusion.
I was just trying to get clarification what it was. Terminate, or
so it's a motion of separation.
Well, I prefer that term.
Okay, that's fine.
okay.
I think we're saying the same thing. I think we could say, authorizing the town manager to negotiate a transition in the town, in the legal department.
Okay.
Yeah, without seeing the contract and seeing the consequences of the contract and the actions that might offend it.
But I think
Is that what you're looking for, Ray?
It's the same thing. I think the language is very important here, and I think.
But you're saying either way will be a transition, just in which way it happens.
Just authorizing the town manager to negotiate a transition.
Okay. I'm making a motion that we authorize the manager to. Shall we vote on the first one, Martin?
I need you to go ahead and take back your motion, and I need the mayor to go ahead and take back his second, and let's do a clean motion, please.
Okay, I'll redact my second.
Well, no, you're going to just remove. You're going to take back your motion.
That's what he's trying to do.
I said I'll
Remove your
redact
motion.
my second.
Okay.
Motion, my second for the motion.
Okay.
And I redact my motion.
But, Mr. Mayor and Commission, you've actually withdrawn the motion and the second.
Right.
Yeah, withdraw the motion.
Right.
Okay. So now I'd like to make a motion. How would I state it again, manager?
Authorizing the town manager to negotiate
a transition between the town and Melissa Anderson.
And I'll pass the gavel again. I'll second it. And discussion on this. JC, you're going to bring this back to the commission?
Yeah, absolutely. And if we need a special meeting, I'll ask you to call one.
And individually and then as a group?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Anything?
No.
Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Mayor Jacobs. Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille.
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0.
All right.
And thank you, Vice Mayor. Thank you.
12.1 went to a future meeting. 12.2, megawatt contract for standby generators maintenance service, a piggyback contract with the City of Weston, December 8, 2018 to March of 2024. Public Service Director Clerk. Excuse me.
Distinguished Commissioners, Mayor, Robert Clark, Public Services Director. It's a basic, simple premise of what the task I was assigned from the very beginning, to bring the town's infrastructure up to speed. As a standard practice would be to elicit the skill set professionals to maintain our generators in town. We have 8 generators that need to be maintained. The way they've been maintained over the years is deplorable, and we're at a position now to where that it's hit or miss whether the generators work or not. So we need a professional organization to come in. We've had a business relationship with Megawattage in the past. Their skill set is on point and has been vetted, and we have the capacity to stand on the contract that has already been established with the City of Weston. I respectfully request that we move forward with this contract and allow us to bring our generator equipment up to speed, and the details are listed in the documents below. And just to add, sir, we do have the capacity within the budget.
This is a 1.5-year contract.
It should be a year contract and a renewal.
The agreement shall be in effect for 17 months of date of execution. So it's a 17-month contract?
Yes, sir.
Town manager, you have any input on this?
Actually, I'm in favor of this so we can continue maintaining our generators.
Excuse me.
Heard of, and in my previous experience, there's always been a maintenance agreement to maintain the generators in the government facilities that I've worked in.
All right. Any
and
questions?
it meets procurement and budget.
Okay. Questions?
Is that for all of them?
Yes, sir. Including the mobile ones.
Questions?
No, I've actually seen them out there, and I think they do a good job with it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve 12.2 megawattage contract for standby generators.
Second.
Discussion?
None.
Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Vice Mayor DeVille?
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right. What else? 13, discussion. 13.1, Winter Wonderland event with events coordinator Menta.
If you could give him a second. I know that he was here just a second ago.
Steve, you're up.
Good morning, everybody. Pleasure to see everybody here today. I just wanted to go over some of the events I've been working on. I've been kind of working on these projects very quietly. I've also been taking some of the guidance that you guys have given me from my interviews, from our small interactions, our emails, our conversations. So I kind of took whatever you guys have given me so far, and I've built out an idea. And I'm hoping you guys can go ahead and add on a little bit of what you're looking for in terms of, community events, or just, what you're hoping to see at this next function. I really hope I can deliver. So first one, we have the Winter Wonderland. I took some of the ideas from the Vice Mayor. I know you were saying that you wanted to really include more of that community engagement, get some more involvement from our residents instead of just grab and go events.
Right.
So post-COVID, I know people are expecting your events. So I think this would be a new way for them to come out and really get to know one another. The other thing, I was able to get a partnership with Adidas. So they'll be helping sponsor the first portion of the event. What they'll basically be doing is a kids interactive, like soccer kind of education program they have. They bring out some World Cup players. They do some tricks. They show the parents and the kids what they need to do to play better, and just do some fun interactive things for their families to show off. Other than that, I was hoping to do something kind of similar to a fair style for the event. So basically, one half would be for Santa. We have one side for the movie in the park. I wanted to test that out, as I know that that's a part of what you guys planned on doing every quarter. And then really just making sure that the other side, if possible, and of course with any recommendations from you guys, if we can do some fair activities. So carnival games, like the little truck prizes, we'd be paying for all of this. So everything would be free of charge. It would just be a new component. A new element I think would be very necessary for bringing out the kids, and just showing that we're willing to invest in some of our new community ideas and events.
I'd like to say a few words. This is my events that I've been changing and updating for the town, and we've had one communication since you've been in your position, and it has not been in reference to this event whatsoever. You haven't asked me, talked to me about our turkey drive, told me anything that's going on, and I'm not very pleased with that. I did send you an email making you very aware of that. We also did have a conversation via Zoom about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago with my concerns. So that said, there's a lot to this event that we had already put in place on how we wanted it to operate, and not any of those have been included in any portion of this. So either you got to get together with me and we got to put it together, or this whole event's just not going to work out. So we have ways we do things here in Pembroke Park that you may not be aware of. We never charge our residents for anything. We have a great portion of our town that is below the poverty line, and for Christmas, this is some of the only Christmas our residents, our children in our town get. This is a huge event for many of these children in the town. I know because I walk the entire town giving flyers out to the families and make sure the kids get here for every one of these. Several don't have internet and don't have internet access and don't get our alerts via email. Some do get them on the platform, Everbridge platform that we use, but not to the extent that they need by going out and actually walking the town by hand. So I have some concerns that I will address with you accordingly when it comes to these two events, and get these two events back on track to where they need to be, because we are running out of time as it's already the 12th today.
Well, to confirm with you, the turkey drive is confirmed. So we're working with Bravo. They're going to be getting us our turkeys. We're also getting the non-perishable items at a discounted or for free. They're just trying to make sure they have enough inventory. So we're saving money there, and we're also bringing in one of our local realtors here in the community and keeping our tax dollars within the community as well. So I'm just working based off of what my predecessor has brought to me, what I could use, what I should consider, and what she has done in the past. So a lot of the framework for the events have still followed traditionally what the town has done. The only difference is that I wanted to include what our motto means to our town. So we are a small town, but we should mean big business, and we have a lot of big industry here in our community. So being able to work with some of these big industries, I think, would really lean into what we mean by that saying, and it shows that we're opening our doors to new opportunities. So absolutely, I would love to have a conversation with you guys, especially you, Mayor. If these are your pet projects, I wholeheartedly understand, and I look forward to your comments.
The fact that we have not even had a conversation of how the turkey drive was going to go about, and today's the 5th or 12th of the month, that's very concerning to me for someone in that position right now.
Well, I did reach out to the commission by email. Everybody was blind copied with respect to Sunshine Law, but to communicate the same message to everybody equally. And we did discuss the turkey
I have one
drive.
of these, and I'm available 24/7. You got to reach out and use it.
Absolutely, I agree. I am
The
just
lack
trying to
of
explain.
communication that I have with you in your position really bothers me. I'm making that very much aware.
I understand that. I'm just saying I have made my best effort to reach out to the commission and every possible outlet, from phone, email, text. So I am looking for guidance. I do not want this to be, these are not just my events, these are the towns, and they reflect what the commission wants. So I do want to have that relationship with you all.
This is the first I'm hearing about Bravo being involved with the turkey drive and the things you have going with the turkey drive. Again, you've been here for a while now, and that's concerning to me that I'm not in this communication circle of what's going on, seeing how these are the events that the commission is involved with on all of them. So I understand I have a lot going on in my career right now, but when it comes to this town, I have always made this town the #1 priority, and especially these events, because the residents in this town depend on these events.
Absolutely. And I've taken some of your ideas, like we've taken away all the fees and we've made sure to reduce any of our financial impact so we can actually ensure that every resident can come in for free and enjoy it. So
Okay,
I am
and just for
taking some-
historical value, we've never had any fees. So
I know, and I've taken that into consideration for future events. So that's why I'm looking to do more of these partnerships to bring in more dollars to assist with what we can do to give a better event for our residents.
Okay, I will be meeting with you next week.
No problem.
Okay.
I look forward to it.
All right, this is the first time hearing about fees. What are we charging for?
We're not charging for anything. So when I first sent you guys an email regarding this event, the mayor had reached back out and he said we've never charged, and he expressed to me the poverty index within the community. So with respect to that, I made sure to reach out to some of the larger industries, which is why I brought up Adidas. They'd be helping at least provide some assistance with either the toys, the entertainment aspect. So yeah, there's no fees though for this event. Everything will be free of charge to residents.
Stephen, I had when we had the music fest, I had people sitting with me that was saying that they didn't even know it was happening until they heard the music. And how are we advertising this stuff besides online?
So from what I've seen, what we've done historically for our events, and I was hoping to bring it up this meeting. So we have to change the way we're using Everbridge. That was our biggest form of communication. Because it is an emergency management use application, we can't use it for town marketing or town events. It can only strictly be used for that. Now, they have given us the option. I've been working with them. It's called Nixle. The program allows us to use the system, but we have to have residents opt in. So my goal is, as we continue to push the turkey drive and we get more of the data that I've been collecting electronically, we can go ahead and push that information into that software to actually reach out to everybody by their correct emails, phone numbers, text messaging, whatever we need to do. Currently, what we're doing now is I have reached out to Broward County Schools, so they're approving all of our flyers that can be disseminated between all the high schools and educational institutions we have around the community. We are working with radio to get some airtime, so we are looking for one of the commissioners. I'm scheduling a time to see what would be available for our commission to basically just make an audio recording that they'd be presenting on there. So we continue our relationship with Hot 105. And then with respect to print, my goal is to print out a few flyers so we post around to some of the local vendors, businesses in the area, because I know there's a very small town feel here, so I'm trying to respect that a lot of residents are very active. They're not very social media savvy and things of that nature, but it is a big thing for me to kind of make sure we get that data without having to do ever kind of double duty in terms of getting it.
Yeah, the more homes we can reach,
right,
the better. You know,
so that's the only reason why a lot of people have been concerned about the turkey drive. They're having received a notification, but we were told by our rep not to use the system for that anymore.
We used to have a digital board here that works, in my opinion. Chief Howard, can we get one of those boards that BSO used to use for advertising?
Oh, yeah, and we have been also, I've been working with Code, and I'm trying to reach out to other municipalities to see what their ordinance language is concerning the town or their city being able to advertise with like billboards, kind of or a fixed billboard stand area. So this is another way for us to kind of get it out there. We have a main strip that's pretty much busy every second of the day. So I think it'd be a good way to get the message out there, and it'd be an affordable way as well.
I'll reach out to the surrounding agencies, see if we can borrow one. Chief, and if not, maybe we can look, if we can, maybe we can look at renting one, just at least for the time being, so we can get one quickly.
If that's okay with you guys.
It works because they drive back and forth in that strip.
It definitely works.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, comments, concerns from the commission?
Nope.
All right. Thank you. I look forward to meeting with you, Mayor.
Thank you. Town attorney comments?
Mayor and Commission, thank you for the opportunity of sitting with you this morning as your special counsel, and if I can be of any assistance to your city manager or to you, Mr. Mayor and Commission, the discussion you had moments ago, I'm happy to try.
Thank you for coming in on a holiday weekend.
Working anyway. Nice to be with you, and thank you for the opportunity.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, sir.
Town manager comments?
I have none, sir, at this time.
Town commission comments? Clerk commissioner?
None.
Vice mayor?
None.
Mayor Jacobs, yes. I always have one. And I always close out with a little comment or a little saying. This one is today's will be, a tale is but half told when it's only one person who tells it. So I think that applies pretty good for what we have going on here in the town right now. So going forward with our announcements, we have a special magistrate on Wednesday, November 16th at 9 a.m. Hey, Greg Leaf, is he still here? Okay, could you let him know that date? I'll send him an email as well to let him know when the next special magistrate meeting is. It's Wednesday, November 16th at 9 a.m. Yes. We have a virtual workshop commission meeting on Monday, November 21st, 2022 at 6 p.m. And our turkey giveaway will be Monday, November 21st from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Our last is our Winter Wonderland, Sunday, December 28th. I'm not going to list the times.
18.
I'm sorry, Sunday, December 18th. I think we need to change the times that are listed here. Currently it says 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., but we'll bring that back forward and discuss that in a very short amount of time. So, everyone's favorite part, adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Adjournment.
Give me a second.